I got no reference actually where to start coming from, but so far the first things that I was trying to create is actually just trying to find the most valuable silhouette for the model itself. So this is the first base of the shape itself. Uh, because I don't have any reference for the models that I'm going to create, I was just trying to create the base that I'm basically I don't even know what I'm going to create right now. So this is the first moment that I was starting to create those models. And usually the brush that I was using is actually just the clay strips to start build up something, and then using the standard brush just for the faster to create the best faster shape actually using the standard brush. And I start adding the details using the crease brush, and actually there is nothing else. And then if you want to create some kind of hard surface stuff, try to use the flatten more often actually. This one is actually I start to create the fixing the base shape itself, and you can see that I'm starting creating the details actually, but not small details actually. It was just a kind of rough details itself. And as you can see, there is a lot of breakdown, but as far I know that adding the breakdown itself is not some kind of details. It was just a breakdown from the basic shapes into the more form actually, new form and more surface. I'm trying as the best as possible to create some good silhouette actually. What I'm looking for is actually the good silhouette that I was going to generate. And as you can see, I'm using flatten tools more often after defining the shapes, usually after creasing the details, and I'm going to use the flatten tools to make it more hard surface. And at the moment, this is the chest or spine models that I'm going to create. It is also just working on the basic shape of the models itself. So this kind of sculpt is actually or just a concept sculpt which is I'm going to create, and I'm not doing any details because the part of detailing is actually being done by other people. So all I need is actually doing draft sculpts to create the concept of the models itself. It is actually faster to do actually because I'm not working for any detailings. That kind of detailing stuff is actually can be created more with intense timing, because what I'm looking for is actually the basic sculpt, which is just for at least shorter time amount of time that I was going to create, but it can properly being provided to the client. So as much as possible, I'm not working for any detail sculpt. So, and also just to maintain the sculpt itself as optimized as possible, I'm using Dynotopo actually. Using Dynotopo more often actually. It was easier because the main idea is that because I don't need any of those details, the Dynotopo is actually more optimized and more faster to achieve those rough sculpt actually. So, and also just to make sure that the poly count is as optimized as possible, because it was a triangulate, so Dynotopo was really good to provide that actually. If you are trying to using the multi-resolutions more often, subdivide more often, the poly count is actually going to be bigger than the usual. So Dynotopo is actually more good to provide those kind of situations of the models that I'm going to create. So as you can see, you can it was starting to look like a bird, I believe, but I'm not really sure what kind of bird it was. So what I'm going to do is actually we'll just build something that looks great actually. Because as far as I know, that the artist actually has those freedom to create something or whatever that you want actually, but the basis requirement that the client give is actually the freedom that the artist is going to create. So I would suggest that using as small as possible a reference that you need, but more likely give yourself your own freedom to create something that you want. This one I'm starting to create some pipes, but it doesn't look really good, so I'm trying to readjust that and try to extrude those detail pipes from using the masking actually. And right now I'm starting to create the pelvis. This is the first spine actually, and trying to build up the another base of the body actually. As you can see, all I do is actually break through those shapes and start working on the detail, but not small detail actually. It was just a rough base uh, perspective, maybe perspective or opinion that I want to create. I want to fill in on the base model itself. Standard brush clay strip, and also flatten, add using the crease to add the to break down the shapes, and flatten it up again, and then try to break down again using the crease tip, crease brush. And keep doing that until the model itself is actually fully complete. Okay, and try to readjust as much as possible when you see that the model has different not looking good. Actually, when you feel something wrong with the models, all you need to do is actually to adjust it once again, and doing it every time you feel something is not right actually. Yeah. So what I'm going to create right now is the soldier, and as you can see, everything is actually a tub. Everything is basically simple models. Yeah, and also if you feel that the program is actually feels lagging, or the FPS was dropped, all you need to do is to redynamize or remask the models and put some real value actually, easy value, and after you remodel it will become faster once again, because you just recalculate the poly count of the model itself. So whenever you feel something is a bit laggy on your phone, all you need to do is actually to remask the models. And doing the retopology, doing the Dynatopo once more actually. Yeah, start adding those detail like a bolt or like emboss. That kind of stuff is actually working so good with all of those models. And also adding more crease and flattening out just to make sure that the hard surface feeling was can be maintained actually. Yeah. After the crease, I always do the flatten brush actually, as you can see, so you can maintain those hard surface effects on the models itself. What's good in Dynatopo and in Nomad Sculpt is actually when you start creasing some detail or flattening it out, you're also doing the pinch actually. So in the Nomad Sculpt, the crease and the flatten tools has the pinch effect actually on the brush itself. So it was really good compared to Blender brush or ZBrush actually, because if you are using Blender or ZBrush, you actually need to pinch it manually. But in Nomad Sculpt, you actually when you are working on crease, you are also working on the pinch itself. So there is a twice effect that you can get when you are using the pinch brush, the crease and the flatten brush actually. And also the flatten brush has the smooth surface effect, so you don't have to smooth it out manually, because when you flatten it out, it also smooth the surface of the model. So it was really good features that Nomad gave to us without realizing it. You made the surface smoother than usual if whenever you are using the flatten brush actually. So I will talk like this actually until the end of the video, just to comment what I'm doing actually. So everything that I create were just basically reshaping the models, not as detailed as possible, but just to make sure that the proportion was good. The breakdown is actually there is a breakdown on the models, and also It has the concept of the models, which where is it going to be, and from there I can give the scope itself to the other people to start to working on the details or more advanced stuff about the model itself. So basically all of this is actually we're just a concept scope for the models. It was a bird. Okay, post-processing is actually really good to make sure that your model is actually looks correctly in place. So when you need to maintain the quality of the models itself, you need to recheck once more using the post-processing just to make sure that your model is going to look great when being presented to the client. So, but for this models, it's actually the client was myself. I'm going to create it as NFT, so I also doesn't need to create the high quality because it was just presented as a single image. No problem actually. And also this tutorial actually not for commercial, so I will just send it. I will just create it just to fulfill. The last time I was uploading my video itself, it's actually for about 3 months ago, so I will need to create new tutorials. So I made this one actually on my spare time. The total estimated for creating this whole model is actually 3 hours, and actually it was around roughly about 3 hours. It is possible to make those way actually because yeah, I'm not creating any detail for all of those surface actually. It is good, but it is also showcase the way your perspective about the models or about the art that you are going to create. And also from there, the client itself or the project itself, you are going to decide whether you are going to use that model as the part of your project or not. It does actually really depend on the requirement itself. So yeah. And also, what makes the different between the Nomad or Zebras or Blender to sculpt is actually really depend because as you can see that the Nomad sculpt was mobile version, so it was really good whenever you have time, you have spare time, you can create something out from it actually, and it is really good because the quality of the product itself can be provided for client needed actually. For the concept it was really good, but for the actual production itself you will need bigger high processing actually, memory processing. So this one is actually for mutual, really good for concept art, concept sculpt I mean. As you can see, I was trying to break down all of the surface into several pieces, but as you can see, all I need to do is actually crease it out and then try to add more surface using the clay strip or the standard brush, and then try to flattening out because what I'm looking for is a hard surface. And now I'm trying to create the belt itself and try to break down the surface of it. Flattening out, clay strip, crease it to break down the details, but not actual details. It's actually, it will just break down the shapes. Right here, I'm not even know what I'm going to do, but all I need to do is actually to break down the shapes. So just clay strip, flatten out, and then put those detail with the crease. Whenever you see something where just jagged or you feel some kind of broken, you can try to flatten it out. And it will becoming smooth actually because the flattened brush has those smooth effect. I'm trying to create the arms right now, as you can see. Just define the strip. That was a tube actually, tube curve that you can see, and then it can be built as an arm. Yeah, it is good enough to build an arm using the tube screw actually. Yeah, you are trimming it using the lasso trim and then start to build some kind of feather effects, maybe feather models. Actually, I was trying to create some kind of wings feathers. I don't know what it's called, but uh, so this is going to be Outlander kind of models, because yeah, Outlander kind of soldier or mecha actually. Yeah. As you can see, the tutorial itself, the time lapse itself is actually 3-hour models, but it was compressed being 30 minutes. So if you find that this was too fast, you can try to slow it down for at least half of it, or maybe try to lower the speed as 2.5, maybe 0 0.5, maybe, or 0 2.5, I don't know, but basically everything that I was creating is actually using all of those methods. Actually try to build up something with the clay strip, and then you can try to break down the model's shape using the crisp brush, and then try to give it some kind of hard surface effect with the flatten tools. And pretty much everything was becoming smooth because of the flattened brush actually. And also some people is actually saying that what is the brush settings and how do you achieve that kind of brush. Actually there is nothing different with the default setting. Actually I'm just using the default settings, but the difference is that I'm not using any pressure on the pen. So usually using the pressure cause the brush effective more slower actually, rather than without using any brush. Yeah, so don't use the pressure setting if you were just working on the rough scope actually. You can use the pen pressure if you are trying to create some kind of more detailed surface. Yeah, it sort of look quite good actually, pretty much. And then I try to adjust the models itself, so it will become looks better actually than before. Uh, this one is actually for the cap of the hand, so it will look more traditionally, uh, have a traditional impact for the models. I want to combine how it looks traditional, but it was actually still sci-fi stuff or robotic. Yeah, just keep building those up. Uh, yeah, at this moment, actually, I'm not really sure what I'm going to create. Actually, it was kind of funny because yeah, everything actually decided by the requirement itself. If your client has the concept of the concept art for it, then you go through the concept. But at this moment, I'm not even using any concept, because all I want to do, all I want is actually the freedom to create the model itself. Because you are an artist, you should have the freedom for your art is yourself actually. That's what the artist means actually for me. The artist, they mean freedom of art, freedom of the expressions itself. The way you talk to the user itself actually, what makes it what makes what makes it as an art. It's because you have the freedom to say about the art. Yeah, yeah, everything is actually basically based on your requirement itself basically. And this model doesn't have any requirements, so all I need to do is actually pour your imagination into the model itself actually. You don't have to be strict with any kind of concept or reference. Yeah, that's what's pretty much it. As you can see, crease it up once again, adding more details on it, trying to pull some kind of cloth effects, but I'm not really sure is it going to be cloth or rubber, that kind of stuff. all of those details actually can be implemented by another guy actually, because as the concept artist, yeah, you don't have to put any of those details actually. It can be the details itself, it can be working on by another people, or when it was being accepted, the concept being accepted by the client maybe easily. Yeah, need more hard edge on those surface actually, but still it looks good. Yeah, quite good actually. Yeah, from this moment I'm going to create the pelvis. Yeah, the pelvis. Okay, you can start this thing through the models itself, but basically that's all I need to say. Any other than that is actually will be tedious to explain, but I hope it is good enough for you to catch the detail, to catch the moment of the creation itself. Hope you enjoy it. Thank you for listening. I see the world through ice covered in ink and bleach. Cross out the ones who heard my cries and watched me weep. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Take my eyes open to force reality. Why can't you just let me eat my weight in glee? I live inside my own world of make-believe. Kids screaming in their cradles, profanities. Some days I feel skinnier than all the other days. Sometimes I can't tell if my body belongs to me. I love everything. Fire spreading all around my room. My world's so bright, it's hard to breathe, but that's alright. Hush. Hold your breath and feel the tension. Devils hide behind redemption. Honesty is a one-way gate to hell. I wanna taste consumption. Breathe faster to waste oxygen. Hear the children sing aloud. It's music till the wick burns out. Be carefree lately, yeah. Just kicking up daisies. Got one too many quarters in my pocket. Count 'em like the 4-leaf clovers in my locket. Untied laces, yeah. Just tripping on daydreams. Got dirty little lullabies playing on repeat. Might as well just ride around the nursery and count sheep. Say I'm good-hearted, but I'm just getting started. Got my eyes on the target. Love, love.
kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Say I'm dangerous 'cause I broke all the cages. No, I will sit and take it. No, no. They left me for dead, I guess I'll never learn. Every time I break, there's just more pain to burn. They'll never, never, never learn. Till the battle's won, till kingdom come. I'll never run. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty. Best to give me your loyalty, 'cause I'm taking the world, you'll see. They'll be calling me, calling me. They'll be calling me royalty.
We gon' turn the crib into a club like Hennessy and Buddha screaming thug life. Get it, baby, you know I'm the plug, right? Fucking got a feeling that it's gonna be a long night. Whoa, everything I touch turn cold. Need no introduction, 'cause they know Brit and Mo. I hit the lotto, my motto. Roll up gelato and throttle a couple models staccato who fucking brought up the bottles. I'm gone ham. This ain't even luck, all planned. Y'all know who the fucks I am. Burning bucks, smoke bands. Always been the MO since the start of this, and now I'm on a mission like I'm Artemis. Hey, we gon' turn the crib into a club like Hennessy and Buddha screaming thug life. Get it, baby, you know I'm the plug, right? Fucking got a feeling that it's gonna be a long night.
You think I would look pretty on your arm once you cover up my bruises and battle scars, but it always ends the same. Can't bear the things I've had to face. Got you crying on your knees in pain. Oh, some things never change, never change. Oh, you break your back to make me feel again. Suffocate to make me breathe again. Lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption never came. I stopped asking for forgiveness, 'cause you should know only fools tread with the angels. Fear to go, but you keep trying to get too close. So Save myself by turning into stone. So save your judgment cause you just don't know. But some things never change, never change. Oh, they say I should feel guilty and change my ways, leaving crumpled bodies in my wake. Swear I didn't mean to make them break, swear I didn't mean to make them break. But they're so delicate and so mundane, and they keep coming like a moth to a flame. Oh, some things never change, never change. You break your back to make me feel again, suffocate to make me breathe again, lose your mind from endless pain. Some things never change, never change. Oh, redemption.
You don't like the lights, but it's camera time. Said take the picture, but you rolled your eyes. Now I'm mortified and still terrorized. Push me behind to get me from my better side. I wanna push you back, but that's all you want. Wanna rub me up, I'm holding back. Trying to get me framed, throw me in cuffs. Said I attacked you, that's just a false truth. No need to argue, and yeah, I've had enough. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. There's more to me, everywhere I try to go alone, I find you there. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. Oh, there's more to me, but anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. I find you there. I'm so scared to leave my house, so I cannot run free from this. Always being watched by you, and that's so inconsiderate. My privacy, does that exist? Probably haven't heard of it. Need to live a different life, cause lights and cameras are in it. Trying to find a silver lining, all I wanna do is avoid the violence. But you're here again, I'm losing it. There's no more screaming in silence. Get out my face, turn off the flash. I hate the fame, no more of that. Leave me alone, or I'll collapse. I need a break, don't feel the crack. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. There's more to me, everywhere I try to go alone, I find you there. Yeah, yeah. You follow me anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. Oh, there's more to me, but anywhere I try to be alone, I find you there. I find you there.
I think the video was nearly done. So this is basically the sculpt that I was creating for at least about 3 hours, and you can see the time lapse, how is it how is it work from start to the end. Hopefully you will get the knowledge. Actually, I do really hope that you understand what I'm working. Actually, if you want something to ask, just put on the comment. Actually, no problem, I will try my best. If I do have spare time, I will try to answer you, no problem. About the setting or the brush, whatever you want, actually, no problem. Hopefully I can create another content on my spare time. Actually, I will let you know whenever I do have another content. By the way, I hope you liked the video and thanks for watching, guys. Bye bye.